Hello guys, welcome to the fifth video. What we'll be talking about is still the boss model, but in this case we'll be talking about border. In talking about border, we'll see how borders look like, how they work in HTML5. So right now, if we save this and preview in our browser, this is just it, CSS boss model border. Right now we need to work on this and see how it fits. Now let's go back to our CSS environment like we have here. Now this is it, we have our padding here already. So since we're already working on our H2 rule, we'll continue from where we stopped initially. Right now, in terms of the border, we have 4 criterions we need to consider basically, but we'll work on theory. We'll talk about the border style, the border width, the border color. So let's start with the first one. Now, border color. Talking about the border color, let's take a nice red. No, let's use a green. Let's use a green for the border color. Then for the border width, so let's say 9 pixel. Then for the border color, which we already added, let's give it a border style. Let's give it a border style. So let's just give this solid. Sorry about that. Solid. Let's save this and see how it affects our work. Sorry about this, keep doing that. There we go. Now as you can see, this is our border, a green border all around. Let's change the background color from this to probably a yellow in order to make our work very pronounced so we can see the border properly. Now there we go, this is our border and the thickness of the border is 9 pixel. So in terms of the border, just the way we have for padding, where you have your padding top, padding bottom, padding left, padding right, so you also have for your borders, and that has to do with, you can change it to what, border top, border bottom, whatever you want to, but it's all what you can think of. Now in terms of the border itself, let's change how the border look like. Here we have solid. Let's change it to something else like dashed. If we change the border style to dash, there you go, the border style has been dashed all around the content itself. Let's change it to something else like dotted. We have dotted. So there you go, it's all dotted around. We can change it to double border as you want. It's all a matter of what you feel like. Sorry, pick dotted again. Let's pick the double. There you go, now you have a double border all around the content itself, and that is a nice effect. So now we're talking about borders and the rest. So if we decide to give it a border and bottom instead of this border style, if we remove this and save it, there you go, the border has left, because that is how the border is meant to appear. Now if we include it and decide to say border bottom, say none, for instance, let's say 10 pixel. Now border top, another 10 pixel. If we save that, there you go. Now it's having a border at the left and at the right. The reason is because right now we have this border style here, which is right there. If we should remove this, save this, now the border is gone. We undo that. Right now what we need to do is to remove this content itself and say sorry about that, remove both. Then let's save, preview. Okay, now what we need to do is add one more to it. So let's just go with a single line. The second way of doing this, we say 10 pixel solid, or let's use the dashed green. That will be good. If we save this, everything should be back nice and good. The borders are back right now. So on doing this is just it. So if we have to, for instance, give it a border at the top and at the bottom, what we need to do is just come over here and say border top. Do that, come down, say border bottom, do same, then save. If we preview this, it should give you a border at the top and at the bottom. If you can see this, there's no border at the right, there's no border at the left. And to be very sure of it, let's change it from dash to dotted to solid, so you know what we're talking about. Instead of dashed, change to solid. If we save this, preview again, you see it very clear. The box itself is having border at the top and at the bottom. If you want it to be at the right and at the left, you can change this to right and change this to left. That way, instead of down on bottom, down on the top here, you can have it at the left and at the right. You see, this is just how you can make it look nice. So that is it for borders. Just in case you want to do this in your website, you can play with this a little, see how each of them works, so you can see the variation between them. Thank you. Please subscribe and also share the videos. You're very free to do all that. See you in the next video. We'll be talking about margins.